camera.
You're ugly. Hey Marty, what'd you turn your back for?
Hey Rod!
Because you like my wife. Hey guys, how's it going?
That all goes in over the mic, you know.
I know it. How's it going, guys?
In what way is Marty like your wife?
She turns her back to the camera.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to get all this straight, Dick. I don't know who you're going to show these to, but...
Probably my wife.
We're going to have a showing back at work?
Definitely. Well, glad to see you're here, guys.
Okay.
Is that what you want? Shrimp curry?
I'll make this, it's not the jalapeno peppers, it's the little Hungarian peppers.
Mark Williams serving. Mark Williams serving.
And it burns your eyes.
Let's see another serve.
You can't get it in your throat. You take surgical mask and you slice these things up.
Oh,
And you
wow.
put them in good olive oil.
The illustrious Barbie Drayton. Queen of the section, Queen of IT.
Take a little bit of oil.
When they see a camera. People always hide. Mike Petrano sucking beer.
Just helping out here, that's all.
Ed Powers.
Hey!
Yeah. I see it, Ed. I see it. George and you, the only guys with any loyalty left. Wayne Everdike. Dave Wynn. Jim Reese.
You gotta get a close up though, it's just not as good.
I got a close up.
Oh, did you?
This is a pretty good zoom, 8-to-1 zoom.
Want me to get his attention?
Aha!
Hi, Richard.
Yeah, that's all grease, that's why.
What?
What?
We were saying that it takes a gourmet chef down
here, right?
You know,
Oh, well,
everybody-
we're simmering it.
Would you get a close look at this chicken?
I'm looking.
We have both the marinated, which is low in cholesterol, and then we have the regular high octane, which has the skin on it, but it's nicely done with a barbecue sauce.
I thought we just gave an extra shot of beer.
Who did the barbecue sauce?
I
Dick
did
did.
barbecue
Did
sauce.
Dick prepared all this stuff.
I recommend it very highly.
Yes.
Good.
It's, take a look at this chicken.
Whoa!
Those are shorts and everything. Oh, Walt, that is really good looking.
You like that hat?
I love it.
You know, if I'm outside for a half an hour in the sunshine, I'm dead.
Okay.
I forgot my hat. This is from when he was a little boy.
Is that right?
Yeah, we got to show that. We got to have John show at the gym so the gym is appropriately embarrassed.
Okay. Keep up the good work.
I hear you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the volleyball tournament. Bob Molino serving. As soon as the ball comes.
Served out into the street.
What happened?
Served out into the street.
It served down. Who served it?
I served it into the street.
Bob served it in the street.
Returned by a car.
Michelle Denver chasing flies.
274. Set up the front line. 274. Oh, right.
Start playing now.
Here we go. Here we go. Serious. Nice. Good play. Yeah. Nice position.
Fault. Jim Appel. Fault.
I don't know how to use your camera.
You can use it.
Oh, I can. Yeah, nice play.
Good save. Good save.
Good. Good. Yeah.
Good play. Good play.
Sorry, Jim.
Fault. Don Widget's bad ankle. Is it an ankle problem?
Hey, Spinelli, make sure you get Reese moving out.
Hey!
Come in.
Right there. One for game. That's Buds. We're in. Red's in.
Red's in. Green shoots.
Can you see it, George?
Yeah.
Okay.
Score here anyway.
Can you still see it?
20.
Kowinski, shooting.
I had it marked up on the sheet.
Oh, just like a putt, Frank.
Green's in.
Just like a putt.
Green's in.
Mike Manson's got the backhand
Green's
shot.
still in. Easy, Birdie, easy. Oh, one green. One green. Oh, don't move that. What's that, 20? It's game.
We just.
Next team.
Beer time.
Hey, dog. Osman. Hey, next team.
Who won that game? The game's going on. Well, right here, you get a shadow. Too much shadow in here. I got you.
Yeah, you're getting too good.
It's all on camera, kid. It's all on camera. We ain't bullshit.
No, they won't show that on camera. Are you kidding me?
Big black stripe censored.
Hey, is that Ed Buck?
We're waiting for them to finish because we
Hey,
already
how
got the
you
teams
doing?
made up for the sides that signed up.
Is that your dinner? You want dinner? Steak or chicken?
It's another problem. If they start making it on defense, where?
I've got a liquid button.
Oh, you're on liquid.
I'm empty already.
What do you think, John?
Well, let's see. Am I still in running for the most inappropriate remark?
I think so.
Okay.
Somebody's got to nominate you, though.
Oh, that's right. You're.
Prizes for the winning team. Okay, Marty, Mike, Gary, where's Gary? Mr. Dirk.
Do that!
That's illegal, right? Didn't see that coming. Didn't see that coming. I think the only thing that's illegal to me is score points. Go over the net or did that. That's illegal. Okay, it's illegal? No, wait a minute. No, bring it back. No. Wait, what subset of rules are we playing by? Well, I don't know. Only 3 feet away from the net. All right. Come on. Okay. He went over. Okay, here we go. Don't worry about it. Trying to get all I can. Nice, man. 10. Yeah!
Over the net! Over the net!
That's the ball over here! Get away!
You can get it, Ken, but you didn't have to.
That's our point! Game!
How'd they get the thing over here already?
Yeah, we gave it to him? I think we
Let's get it back. Come on.
spike it off the serve. George Rob.
Yeah, you can spike it off the serve.
Yeah, it's got to be over the net, though.
Slightly. Oh, all right. There you go, Weed.
Oh no! No, it was out! What are you talking about?
Okay, maybe I can make up another team with Reese.
It's out.
Okay.
They're talking you guys out.
I'm referee thing.
You need a referee. Get too excited.
12-10.
13. 13 to 10. 14.
Nice hit, John. Nice hit.
They take a point every serve.
Oh, I see.
They take a point.
That's close.
What's the score?
14-10.
Set it up. There it is.
Yes!
Nice play, man.
John, don't watch this bounce. Hit it.
Next team.
All right, managers, what do we do now?
Next team.
Next team against us.
Yes. Team against us.
This is the IT Imaging Technology Picnic, June 9th, 1989. Jim Reese playing hammer. Jim Reese on hammer. That was Wake Up Little Susie by Wayne and the Weirdos. Hammer. Billy and Billy. Say something.
Keep Reese on that side.
Mr. Hammerman.
So he took this.
Baseball players, what do you think there, Susan?
Oh, I don't know. I'm kind of exhausted from playing those games.
Exhausted?
I was on a losing team every game.
Yes, we noticed.
Oh, well.
Slow down.
There you go.
Oh, too hot. Hit the green one. Jeez.
Okay.
Wide open. Wide open. Okay, guys, take it easy. Just a little one. Yes, it's good. Green one.
There's a hill over there.
Yeah. Little one, Bill. Yeah, that's it, Bill. Yeah, Bill. Come on back now. Great idea.
Oh.
12 to 5. 12 to 5, guys. Is there a form authorizing the throw tackles in the leg outside? We don't need a form.
Do we have to go back and defend our volleyball?
I don't know.
Win?
Yeah, I'll try. Oh, that's a leg. You should have. There's a canteen beer.
There's a fence up.
George goes in with me.
This is going to be on the IT records forever. But always up there videotaping. Rich, you got to get closer.
Nah, I got an 8-to-1 zone.
If you help out.
Hey, wait a minute. Don't drown her.
Thanks, guys.
We're gonna do it. They really are. I'll show you.
How deep it, watch the rocks.
She's already wet. Make sure you get her over. Just get her over the rocks.
I'll hold this end up.
How deep is it?
Wait a minute.
I don't know, but the water's cold and wet.
Wait, let's get closer.
May I assist?
Yes.
You're gonna hurt you bad.
I know.
Who needs a replacement?
Courtney! Courtney, I thought you were on my side.
Ready?
Watch her.
I feel good!
I just sat down. I'm sorry, I didn't catch the name. It's so big, I don't get it. I'm a designer. Like all you guys,
For posterity here, guys.
Hi, Rich.
Hello, Mark. Nice to have a day off, huh? You paid for it?
I think I do this more often, every Thursday, maybe Friday too.
Every Thursday and Friday.
Okay, better than this. Yeah. You're not gonna have to work Sundays, are you?
Nah, Sunday we'll get a day off from this.
Okay.
Try to sleep, but sleep won't come the whole night through. Your cheating heart will tell on
But not as bright as your eyes tonight. Blow out the candle, make your wish come true. I'll be wishing, ba ba ba, that you love me too, that you love me too. You're only 16.
And so I face the final curtain. I don't know whether that's music. And so, my friend, I say it clear. My friend, I say it clear. I'll state my case. Sing. Live a life that's full. I traveled each and every highway. Fear break. And more, much more than this. And more, I did it my way. I did it my way. Regret.
I've got you deep in the heart of me. Boy, this is tougher than it looks. So deep in my heart that you're really a part of me. I've got you under my skin. I've tried so not to give in. I've said to myself, this affair it never will go so well. But why should I try to resist when, baby, I know damn well, that's what it says, that I've got you under my skin. I'd sacrifice anything, come what might, for the sake of having you near. I know these words, in spite of the warning voice, comes in the night and repeats in my ear. Don't you know, you fool, you never can win. Use your mentality, wake up to reality. But each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop before I begin. 'Cause I've got you under my skin.
I could hide beneath the wings of the bluebird as she sings. The 6 o'clock alarm would never ring, but it rings and we rise, wipe the sleep out of our eyes. The shaving razor's cold as it sticks. Only the lonely
down. Trade them for a package of sunshine and flowers. If you want the things you love, you must have showers. So when you hear it thunder, run under a tree. There'll be pennies from heaven for you and me.
Why you bless me solen solen.
Year 1956. I don't remember
1956, I remember it well. Bob and I were in high school in 1956. Figure out how old we are.
And the Still of the Night.
Sandy had graduated in 1956.
This is by the Penguins.
Shodo, shobido, shodo, shobido, shodo, shobido. Wow, in the still of the night, I held you tight, 'cause I love you so. Promise I'll never let you go. In the still of the night, in the still of the night. Each time we had a quarrel, must I be a teenager in love? Well, we got some volunteers there. Only the lonely know the way I feel tonight. Only the lonely know the feeling ain't right.
Every time you are near, just like me, they long
to be
close to you. Don't you want somebody to love?
Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love.
Snoopy, hang up. Hang on, Snoopy, hang up.
I'm with the guy named Bob.
Bob who?
My recipe is
All right, Bob.
Bob Molino.
Bob Molino. Okay.
Straight for a trade.
You don't have to add wax.
Yeah.
You just add water or anything.
Yeah.
And I use it. My
Bernie.
niece she makes candy. I gave her all my candy.
Oh, get that goddamn thing out of my face. Sound like my wife. Sound like my wife.
And she said, recipe you have with different chocolates. What is it?
I just sold one like that.
Did you? I love this one. Full size, don't have to screw around.
1 tablespoon.
Say hello.
Hey, how are
Introduce
you,
yourself.
Mr. Spinelli? This is
Jenny.
Glab.
Jenny Glad.
Bonnie Ziegler.
Bonnie Ziegler. Okay, you're now imprinted forever.
My glass of wine.
One glass of wine?
One glass of wine.
I'll tell you what, I'm going over my limit today, quite frankly.
Well, that's okay. As long as you're only driving that VCR.
Yeah.
Camcorder, whatever that is.
Yep.
It makes a lot of dip, and I usually have some left over, so I don't make it bad. And it's good. I have a because I buy the real Paula's ice cream. It used to stand right in my freezer, practically with a cookie sheet of wax paper and dip chocolate balls, wet my fingers and roll them, put them in the freezer, let them freeze up, and then a couple days later, cover one of those with wax paper. I go down, make the chocolate dip, and then go down and bring them up.
Introduce yourself.
Lois Ekstrom Supplies.
Supplies.
Supplies, yeah.
Kenny Osman.
Party crasher.
Yeah, but she comes with Dan Robbins.
Right.
And I'm only dressed this way for a wedding.
Well, we're not getting married. I see Dan's got his tie in. Introduce yourselves. Donna, you do it. Why does every woman turn around when the camera's on them?
Because I don't do pictures, it's only this.
I don't. Yeah, my wife doesn't do pictures either. The same nonsense. Turn that goddamn camera off. God damn it. You all sound the same.
He's not going to believe either.
Sitting there in a chair. Case of Jenny beer. Yeah, I remember.
Why is that man wearing a suit?
I give up.
Why is that man? Introduce yourself.
I'm Dan Robbins.
Okay, Bob. Say hello.
Bob Dill, how we doing?
Bob Dill. Great. Say hello.
Jackie.
Jackie's good. Jackie Dill.
Yeah.
Great.
Stop down the Southern Tier, Watkins Glen. We'll buy you a beer.
Okie doke. We'll do that.
Be there.
At least a beer.
Anytime you get a little something free out of Xerox for you, jump right back into it.
Who's that pretty blonde there?
Hi, George.
Hey, Mary, how are you?
You're looking swell.
Oh, yeah, I know, yeah. Thank you. Remember this guy? Just barely.
Well, I'm going to try, you know.
I'll tell you. It's all right. I'm going around the horn again.
Okay.
Here, have some ranch.
Oh, yeah. Worms?
You know, yeah, he came through. That's what's surprising. And I had to leave the company before I saw it. You guys using it?
Yeah, they're running it right now, but I'm not in the group anymore.
Oh, you're not there?
No.
And you'll see what
I'm in
The unencumbered like that.
Yeah, you don't get what I'm saying, do you?
Dick, how you doing?
I rearranged the basement yesterday. Moved this big old.
Where is Hank? Is he around? Oh, here he comes. Okay. Okie doke. Let me acknowledge a couple of people who put this together. It's always tough work doing these kinds of things. George Chernitsky. Is George here? Is he still in? I'd like to thank Jim for this. And Eddie Powers. Where's Eddie Powers? Eddie Powers over there. I think you should turn it off.
Absentee awards, with the exception of one. When we get to that, I'll let you know what it is. But before we get started, I need some assistance, and because this is a technology organization, we'll have to employ technology on the voting section, so I need my technological assistant, Jim Appel, with the instrumentation. And the other assistant is Cindy Jankowski, who is the calligraphist this evening, to make sure that the awards are inscribed appropriately.
People have to spell their names.
Of course, and people have to spell their names, of course. The first award is for the individual that has traveled the furthest distance to attend this gala affair. I recall seeing Otto Siegler from Florida, and I don't know, is anyone from California or Texas? Anyone from further away than Florida?
Anyone from Brighton?
No? Is that right? Does everybody agree that it's Otto Siegler then? Otto? Joker in the organization. Of those people who are here, does anyone have nominations?
Yeah, I nominate Dan Costanza.
Yes. Anyone else?
I nominate Dick Boykin.
Dick Boykin and Dan Costanza. Anyone else? There we go. We have two nominees, Dick Boykin and Dan Costanza. Nominations are open. Going once, twice. They're closed. Let's have a vote. For Dan Costanza, let's hear it. Let's clap, and we'll have the applause meter. Okay. And next, for Dick Boykin, please. My goodness, it looks like Dick Boykin has won. The next award is, unfortunately, I was not able to find out who this was, but if anyone knows, we're looking for the longest continuous, or the alumni or currently working member of IT/OT who is here continuously working for the longest time.
Reese. Since I've seen most of you, and I'm from Canada, and in Canada we all admire, in fact, well, there's some people that admire your presidents. Well, a few, And if I get emotional and I can't speak, like when I'm sitting over there, because I won't make this very long, I'd just like to say that if I don't say anything, please read my lips.
Thank you, Fred. Would you please see Cindy? Thank you. This section. Are there any nominations? Is Ed Bach here?
You got to give it to him anyways. Don't make any difference.
Now, I guess nominations, please. Okay. Are there any others?
No.
Yes, do we need to take a vote? Mary, would you please see Cindy for your carefully inscribed award? Mary, would you like to come up to the microphone and demonstrate?
Everybody's heard it.
And the most decisive. And unfortunately, there's nobody that qualifies for those, so we'll just have to scratch those completely. And now we have a very special award for that individual who is most likely to get hung up on an inside wall and not able to find something. May I have nominations, please?
Jim Reese! Jim Reese!
I think Jim Reese has it without even a vote.
It's an ice cream.
There isn't an inside wall to get there.
And there are several here that I am not going to do because the individuals that could have gotten them, everybody knows who they are and it's inappropriate. However, off Hudson Avenue, as I recall. So Jim, would you please, Flashman, would you please go and receive your award? In or out, does anyone know who that is?
Which I love, and most of which have not changed as far as I'm concerned. I tell you, we ought to have more reunions. Not wait for 30 years. Again, I say thanks everybody, and also my love. I've gone dead.
Is that better? Yeah. Okay. I think it just turned it off. Barbara? Barbara Drake.
Barbara.
Aha. Barbara, would you, is that a green?
Yes.
Show of hands.
And we promised this on one of the brochures, which is that we'd like to invite anybody who has an anecdote or a poem or some literary composition that they'd like to share with the rest of us to come up. And I'd like to start out by saying that the first 5 years, let's say, of the section from back in 1960, we'll make it look like a 10 years.
Yes. George was the guy who, nobody could do it better than he could. But George really started the optics group back when he was at P&L. He met with Don Carey, and they decided to have an optics group here at Xerox. George came over to Xerox on December 28th, 1962, and that started the optics group. So we're 30 years as of then. Long after that, P&L decided to get rid of their optics group there. That meant Dave Harper, myself, and a few others had to leave. So Dave Harper came here. I came February 23rd. Harper came February 22nd because he came here to interview John Hayes. And he interviewed John, and that's when John reported, I think, back in April. Along then from B&L, let's see, we had Frank Winsky. Frankie came in April, right? August. And that was most of the B&L group, although Ed Powers came around a little bit later, not much later, but joined over in manufacturing, but later was that joined the optics group. Then we were known as the B&L crew, and after the B&L crew came the AO crew. AO, Tom Agliana, was the first one from AO, and then I believe, George, you were from AO, right? Bainbridge or whatever it was? Southbridge, Bainbridge. I remember the Navy. My memory gets old. But Reese, I'll never forget, was probably the guy we used to call, as you know, he got the designation Flash. And I remember Reese working on an integrating flash cavity for the copy flow. And then also on 321 and 123, worked a little bit there, and then finally came up with that big integrating cavity that we ended up with that did so well for us all. Jim has been with us a long time, and has done an awful lot for the optics group itself. One thing I was talking with people before, then I'll get the hell off of this thing, is that the optics group is probably the only group within Xerox that has stayed together as long as anybody. I don't think there's been any other group that has stayed together as a group within Xerox. They've either been split up, gone to programs, whatever, and certainly a few of us have left, and some of us have come back. But the optics group has been the longest group that stayed together. And it's gone through a lot of changes, and at one time we could have been the Ross and Riss Ross of Xerox. Unfortunately, Hayes didn't think that was smart enough for us to have, and Gary Starkweather went to the coast and took the Ross with him. So that's how we did not get into Riss Ross back in those days. And we lost some of it, but you're doing well now. I wish I were back into it, but congratulations for 30 years, and a good 30 years.
3 or 4 hours of my life here today, seeing everybody again. The guys that, it's kind of like a high school reunion where you spend 4 years with people, but when you meet people that you spend 20 or 25 years of your life with, and get to see that they're doing well and that they're all happy, it's just great. So George, Dick, everybody who put this on got my heartfelt thanks. We really enjoyed it.
I had the idea for this a couple of years. 5 years. 5 years?
20 years, 2 years.
2 years. No, it's been George who's had the vision and just kept plugging at it.
George
right?
was planning this in 76.
No, 76. Okay, is there anybody from the 70s who'd like to come say a few words? Anybody at all? Well, come on up here and tell us about it. Come on. I don't remember anything. Those kind of parties. One thing you may not have realized, there's a book over there with the mementos that consists of...
Come by, the coffee pot is always on. Yeah, I might get after somebody. I think we're gonna head out pretty soon.
How are you?
House. There's signs of life. There's a vehicle. There appears to be steps. And we have a house. Shoot some.
We need a pan to put the finished.
Oh, okay. Let's see what we can do.
The rest of us standing way back.
Let's see what happens here.
Next photo, we're all singed.
Hey, wouldn't that be interesting to get all the black faces?
It seems to be trying to light.
I went around naked. It doesn't work.
An actually water skiing. Well,
you know, you'd
seeing
improve
through
your
the tree.
view, Jim, if you cut a couple of trees down.
Wrong. It went over the edge and bwong into my sailboat. Put a big hole in it.
There's the bathhouse. Your wife asked for a bathhouse.
Yeah, she wanted to change.
This is under the house.
no wheel. It's over there. Someone. No, I've done that.
Now I have to get in.
Well, yeah, there's a video playing over there too.
This has all been on video. We're all in trouble.
Well, your last one.
Chairs. That's what I should have brought. Chairs.
Yeah, we can use one of those.
That's Smith.
Dick Van
Good. Steve, how you doing? Hi, Doc. How you been?
Phil, I know you're
And you're in Peoria.
I figured it would be. Yeah, we gotta get a poker game started.
Get that away from me! Should I be holding on to you?
I should probably put the beer down.
I have a relative that she has a trailer at a campground. When she was walking, it's much more than I said, well, where are they from? She said, oh, Toronto, Canada. They come.
It rained all summer.
It did, didn't it? I know.
You're talking about Jerry and Nick and Kittle.
Can you imagine?
I think some of these are here permanently.
Oh, nice that one.
They said they
Hey, we've got satellite.
Oh, yeah. That's theirs. Oh, then they added?
Actually found it.
We got Karen over there. We hobbled her over. That's all. Much prettier.
That's what we're getting a tour of it. That's the bathroom.
I love it. Far, far away.
All live long day. I work down the railroad just to pass the time away. I don't care. She'll be coming around the mountains. 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 When she comes.
never see him.
Have you seen Carl Northrup anymore?
I wish I didn't see him, but I talked to him when he was
Does he still got his
Somehow I thought you were in here.
I was.
Oh, you were?
I was from 16, well, yeah, from 16.
Did you read the letter?
Chuck and Ruth Sander have been
Yes,
working
Chuck
on
and Ruth helped us an awful lot. Where's Chuck?
You came out for 4 weeks, huh? Come down 3 weeks, 4 weeks? 4 weeks to help with us. That's great. And now Ed Smith is putting a dress on. Those of you who don't know Ed, used to entertain at some of these parties. Pretty vigorously, actually.
He's ignoring you now, right?
Daddy here. Now, was Daddy Bose when you know me?
Yes.
I'm married to Lauren now for 10.5 years.
Paper chat.
She was upgraded.
Retired from Xerox, enjoying life in Fairhaven, volunteer librarian, women's clubs, and assisting him in his jobs at home. Happy to be here. Really happy to see you.
Great.
You?
Somebody said this is like family, okay? Well, you know, you don't have much choice on family. I had a choice. I married into this group. So, you know, that's something special. Yeah, I guess you could say that. Well, Donnie and I, we've been married, what, for 30 years? Oh, and of course, we reside in Fairhaven, and we have a lovely lifestyle. And she puts up with me, and I'm never home, and so it's a great marriage. What do I do, Donnie? Well, I got a couple of political jobs, and they're bears. I'm mayor of Fairhaven, plus I'm the Cagle County vice chairman of the legislature.
Wow.
So between the two jobs, I am busy.
Yeah.
And so I never retired, really. And now Donnie's trying to convince me maybe I should. And I'm beginning to listen to it.
This is our first vacation in 3 years.
Hey, you know, now she'll want to go on another one in a year. Well, it's great. I always say, I work right next door to most of these people and consider them my friends. And I've had a great time with optical people through the years. And I feel a privilege to be here and associate with you at this picnic.
You can tell he's a politician.
You exceeded your time limit. You don't live in Fairhaven now.
I'm Ellen Smith, and I'm married. And I'll let him tell what we're doing, so you don't have to listen to it twice.
Tell them about the drag and stuff.
I'm Fiddle Hopper. That might be that. Last time I talked to this crowd, I had a card that said poof on it. Prestigious optical old farts. I wouldn't We live in Lexington, great town, and we come back up here once in a while because of, we have a camp about half an hour away. We visit our family and kids up there.
Where are the bionic boobs?
Those were 2 4-inch speakers.
That's a solar powered cigar lighter, Jim?
You're next, Cindy.
Your solar powered cigar lighter?
Yes.
I'm Cindy Jankowski, married to Hank Jankowski. I retired 6 months before he did, thinking I really had a year. I had 18 months to do what I wanted to do, and then I came home for lunch for breakfast. That was tough, but we've adjusted. I spend a lot of time down at the Memorial Art Gallery. I'm a docent there, and I do a lot of volunteer work. But Hank can tell you what he's doing, because you all know him.
Well, since I retired 6 months after she did, and I was around for lunch, so anyway, I do a few things. Like I'm still restoring my Corvette, which will probably be a lifelong project, as everybody knows. I do I'm chairman of the committee that runs a commercial wine competition for the New York State Fair. I make wine, obviously. And I do some consulting on computer problems for a lot of people. That's about it. And then we do a bunch of traveling, which takes a couple of stations. Sorry. And that's, we do a bit of traveling here and there. So it keeps us busy.
What about Wolfgang's
Go
table?
down the other one.
Wolfgang rates, this is my wife Lorraine and our daughter Janine. She's a senior in Honey I Falls, Lima. We lived out in just across the Monroe County line in Livingston County. We've been out there since, what, 96? And I've been at Kodak since 82, since I left all of you. I've been pretty much in the same group, or same area at Kodak. 97, we had the chance to go down to witness one of our big pieces of equipment actually being come into use, and it was the Chandra Space Telescope. It was launched by the shuttle. It was crewed by a female, Eileen Collins, and it was a great, we witnessed a great event, really. The shuttle got delayed 3 times while we were down there in the week. We ran out to the launch site 3 evenings. Every time it got later, it was like 11 o'clock the first night, 12 o'clock the next night, and I think it was 1 o'clock in the morning when I finally did get launched on the 23rd of July, 97. So it's a great success story for us at Kodak and for me personally that I worked on it. Ray, you want to?
All right. I'm Ginny Brewer, and I worked in the optical group in 1983 for Dave Redden, and that's where I met my husband, Ray Brewer. So he's the one who was invited.
Okay, Ray Brewer. Probably a lot of you remember me as Dick Palmetier's bunkie down in 147, and he drove me crazy sometimes. But basically, I stuck onto the program after I moved to Henrietta, and then went into Bill Sullivan after 1090 launch, and I was on 5100 for a short time, and then moved to Bill Sullivan's group, where I did a lot of the customized work for the copiers, most of the Xerox stuff too. Shipboard, been aboard the Eisenhower, the George Washington, Truman, and all that for trips down there. Done a lot of work with that, and we also, our group was known as the ones who put copiers on Air Force One, so I was able to get on board the plane there too. So it's pretty interesting. What else? That's about it. Just trying to stay at Xerox. One of the things that Ginny was commenting on coming down, and I heard a couple other comments talking to people here. I think between Dan Robbins and I, we're the youngest in this.
I'm younger.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Honorary optic.
I'm comparable.
I'm her worst hat. I'm Dick Bobby. Kind of started this group and left it, went on to systems engineering, and now I'm retired, and we go between here in Florida. I do some woodworking, and that's about it.
I'm Beth Powers, and I was recollecting when Dick Bobby told the story of all the places Xerox was through the years. And I have this very strong recollection of, I believe they were in Henrietta, and we were living in Penfield. And one night Ed came home, and I thought, must be a terrible, terrible day for him. He just threw his hands up and he said, I can't get there from here. So he obviously got there and retired how many years ago? 5 years ago.
Do you remember when you moved here? And Ed? I think I was, yeah, in fact I was there, we helped you move in.
Which one? The one on Lion Street.
Yeah, right.
Oh, our first house.
Yeah,
First house.
I'm talking about.
Dick and I worked at Bausch and Lomb together when we were came to Xerox, and we had a tradition there. We were all young families, and people were gradually buying houses, and the tradition was to help people move in, and then we had a tremendous party afterwards. Maybe that's how some of this tradition started. Anyway, I'm Ed Powers. I worked at Xerox for 35 years. Most of it in optical technology, not quite all of it. And I've been retired for 5 years. My hobby now is trying to refurbish Bill Lama's old cottage. That's my summertime project. And we sold our house, and we now live in a townhouse, and somehow I got to be president of the homeowners association. That has some interesting aspects to it. Nobody's ever happy in a townhouse complex. So that's my life. When we bought the townhouse, it had a walkout basement. I spent 2 winters finishing off the basement. I keep busy.
Dick Boykin, 35 years with Xerox and still working. Hopefully not for much longer, but I can remember a lot of nice times with this group. You've all been really nice, and we have been really a family, and certainly appreciate it growing up with all you people. And a couple things I do remember. Number one, you talked about Kingsland and Euchre. One time I was partnered with Dave Kingsland, and I threw away Trump to short suit myself, and he didn't want. I mean, that was it. I mean, I think he got up from the table and went back to his office. And then another thing I remember, and I think Rich Spinelli started this, but it was something that we hung on a door in the lab with the little baby socks on it, as we each had children. We had these little baby socks. I don't know when it was retired. I think it was retired when someone here had twins. I don't know who that was, but we did retire it. But those are the things that I remember. You know, it's, and Ginny here, we just celebrated our 37th, and yeah, and she also has some great group outings with us as far as camping.
I think we'd still be on Bear Mountain, is it, if it weren't for Chuck and Ruth?
They rescued us from Bear Mountain. Chuck and Ruth said, why don't we take a hike with the kids? So we all had these backpacks with our babies in it and everything, and we didn't know it was going to be one of these razorback trails, you know, and going straight up. Well, they ended up carrying our kids for us up the mountainside. So, you know, we remember times. Once in a while I look back, and here's Ed with his pipe, and the paddle is across the canoe. He's just getting it. Keep it up, Dick!
I started out with the optics. I'm John Hayden. Started out with the optics group and ended up on programs and retired in 1994. Shortly after that, we moved to Texas, and all I do now is I do some volunteer work as far apart as St. Vincent de Paul in a civil air patrol. And I guess that's about it.
I'm glad you joined us.
Except for that moose, I don't know. Everybody was slapping their paddles in the water, and this thing wouldn't move.
He was paddling with you, wasn't he, Chuck?
Yeah, we were on the little canoe.
Yeah.
You know, right? We came
But he
around
was in the
bend.
bow. He was the one
He was in the
that was
bow. He
supposed
was
to
the first
lose
one
the
there.
moose.
We came around the bend, and there was this moose crossways in the river, and we were both doing one of these.
Jack, goes the moose! No!
I remember.
I asked him, I said, do you want to wonder?
I have a picture of it somewhere. He he had his head down in the water, it was like a big vacuum cleaner, sucking up all these weeds.
Yeah.
And then he got up and he left, and it was quiet. We paddled down, and all of a sudden we had them all running down the side of the river. We thought we were going to jump in again. We had some good times on those hikes. Finally, what I did do, I did took my wife to work at the local museum. Cowboy Artists of America Museum.
I probably don't have to say more than that, but. He didn't even come home for lunch one day. He was home on vacation and never went back. Our son Chris is a sophomore at Binghamton, and we still have our dog Ted. Steve will tell you the rest.
Well, I'm Steve Corona. I had probably 25 years in the imaging optics group, starting with George Simpson and ending with John. I spent 33 years total with Xerox. And they're still paying me, so I guess I can count this year. As of January, I'm still being paid, so that's real good. So as of January, I'll be officially retired. I've been doing a lot of sailing. Charlie and I sail on Tuesdays and race, and I'm active in an investment club that Rich Spinelli started a long time ago. And I'm keeping busy. I'm still looking for something to do for the next year or two, I think, before I officially decide to retire, but it's been a good ride. And I really enjoyed being in the optics group. I guess one thing, if I had to think about something I remember, is I was divorced back 20-some years ago. So I went to court, I came back to court, and I'm all like this. Well, waiting for me in the house was everybody in the imaging group at a party. Steve, that was a great party. That was a great party.
Yeah, we made him sign something that he wouldn't get married for 5 years.
Hey, Steve.
Steve. No, I didn't.
Hey, Steve. You remember your first day in imaging technology?
I don't know if I remember the first day.
The first day, George Simpson walked up to you, and those are the days, I think, when they still smoked in the building. And of course, George smoked cigars. He said, "Hey, Corona, have a Corona."
Started in imaging in 74 and left in 82. I also left in 82. Had 8 great years there. Remember, I was telling Ab, I got interviewed by George and Faust. Yeah. And started there and had a great time. Got to work on a lot of interesting technologies. So some regular optics, but a lot of the lasers, laser scanners. Developed what we call a holographic scanner, or a hologon scanner. And in 82, not knowing very much, I went off to start a company which was called Holotech. And we were fairly successful for a company. We was able to raise money, which everybody says is easy. It's the hardest thing in the world because nobody wants to part with money. And so the first thing you learn to be is a con man, a lot of your money. Hank was very good. Hank forked up his money early. Only got his money back, no interest. That's better than most telecom deals.
I was very fortunate to be able to work in the optics group for, I think it was 11 years, retired in '89.
For the first
I think
time?
it was in September. 2 weeks later, I got hired back at DX Imaging, DuPont Xerox Imaging. Retired from there, I think, in 91. In 93 or 92, I came back to Xerox, retired again another 4 or 5 times.
Just like
My good friend Rich Spinelli here, I said to him just a little while ago, "Rich, I'm still there, by the way." What am I going to do now when they kick me out? Who's going to hire me back? I don't know anybody else.
In fact, I asked Charlie for a job.
Did he give you one? But it was great. I'll tell you what was really nice was the going away party they threw for me. That was really wonderful.
Which one?
Well, that's true, because I had 3 of them. I think the last group I was in, they wanted to have one. I said, no. I said, 3's enough. But it's been great, and I'm still having some fun doing some optical work. And I keep getting asked, well, when are you going to retire? And I used to tell people, next year. From now on, I'm not saying anything. As long as I'm having fun and they want me, I'm going to work.
I just want to say how great it is to have so many good friends and to have them here today. Mary and I just love to have you all, and I hope we do it again in 10 years from today.
Great place.
I thought it was going to be each year, though.
Great group.
Great place. Great place to have it.
Oh, I've been here 34 years at Xerox, and I'm still on a payroll too, like some of us are still doing, so I'm counting that time, but I came in 1969 when John Hayes was running the show, and basically I followed Dick from Bausch & Lomb, who followed Dave Bleak from Bausch & Lomb, who followed Starkweather, who followed Dick Bobby, and Dave Redden, and a whole bunch of us came out of Bausch & Lomb.
Would they have a bus room going on?
Exactly. Bausch & Lomb was in business since 1853, so the place was 100+ years old, something like that. And everybody else was about 90 years old there, except some of us. So we came over. One of the unique things about this group is that we were all young when we started. Virtually. Years old when we started, so we got a long history. A lot of ups and downs. Somebody mentioned George Simpson. George used to kid me. The only thing he learned from me is if you catch a ball above your waist, put your fingers up. If you catch a ball below your waist, put your fingers up. I see him, he reminds me of that. You know, it's a simple rule. He would remind me of, but yeah, it was a good ride for 35 years. A lot of ups and downs. Not all smooth sailing, but I enjoyed it. It helped raise 3 kids. One is in the Air Force, the middle one. Beth just had a I just had a grandson. We just had a grandson with Beth, their daughter. Brendan is 10 months old, and our youngest, Dana, is still at school in University of Buffalo getting her master's degree in social services. So I've got 3 kids together. They don't earn as much as I earned in 1 year, and they never will. They're all do-gooders doing something.
Highly educated, low-paying jobs.
Low-paying jobs, and so I'm looking to get back into the workforce. Because I fear this pocket business. You're exactly right, Dave. You need something? So we've had a good run. Thank you again for inviting us out, and Mary for putting it together, and Chuck and Ruth. And Kathy, you want to?
No, I just want
You
to
had to
say,
put up with this.
I just want to
for
say
years.
the same thing happened. He came home for lunch one day, like that's a repeating story, and he's still been home for lunch.
My wife Marty, and Dick had this chart, and he put, well, the last person to leave, turn off the light. Well, I think maybe I helped turn off the light.
Turn the lights on. A little word chart from who knows when.
I don't know.
Yeah, we kept crossing names out.
Right. This has been a fun group. I've certainly enjoyed working with everyone, and it's been a great time. Xerox has been good to most of us, I think, and it's really good to hear about what everyone is doing, and everyone seems to be happy and successful, and I think that's maybe a mark of all we've come through. So I think everyone should feel good. As far as our family life is concerned, we just got back from 3 years in England. That's why the hat's on, which we've thoroughly enjoyed. Working in Well Garden City, which some of you have been. We have 3 boys. One is working in Washington, D.C. for the Naval Research Lab. One is between jobs, out of job right now. He used to work for Accenture Anderson Consulting. And one is a teacher in Binghamton.
Oh, I was thinking about your cousin said that when that, just that when he retired, that we married for better, for worse, but not for lunch. And so I'm a little worried that we're getting closer to lunch. I'm done.
Stand up, Jim.
Dr. Reese.
Hey,
I'm Jim Reese, and I'm glad everybody is doing so well. I worked at Xerox for a while, and then I took up bank robbing. It pays pretty well, but I'm from Erie, Pennsylvania, and if you watch the news, there was that poor guy that had this thing around his neck that blew up.
Yeah.
Tough life, bank robber. Anyway, so it's a little mixed on being successful. So we have two young boys, one's in Luxembourg and we have a grandson that's 2 months old, and the other's in Boston. And Charlie reminded me about going away parties. I remember someone had this nice going away party for me, where you took over a whole bar near Norton Street. And that was some party. I don't know how many people are there, but they don't have parties like that anymore.
We don't get fired if they try it.
What?
We get fired if they try it.
They'd be fired. So that was a great time. And there's a boy from here who told his wife, like a few other people here.
Actually, as someone said before me, oh, you're Jim Reese's wife. You must be a saint.
Hey, Jim, let me know, how many bags did you get when you left Xerox? How many did you have? How many bags did you have when you left Xerox?
1 or 2.
How many bags? You got a lot of them.
You had a lot.
He's over 50. Somewhere.
Some over 50.
Yeah, more.
None of them are worth anything.
You made the wall of shame, right?
Yeah, but
Cool down.
you do that and then they pay you.
Fletcher, Joan and I just celebrated just this week our 42nd wedding anniversary. We have 4 children and 10 3/4 grandchildren. November, early November for the 11th. I used to work for Jim for about a week and a half, and then I found out if I don't work, he won't know the difference. I left the optics section, or I forget what it was called.
Yes, he did. I'm Dan Robbins. I've been at Xerox now for 22 years, and I was one of the last people to help close out optics as well. Myself, John, Ken Osman. I think we were about the only ones working in optics at the time. And after that, took a job in the sensors group, and I've been working there ever since. And I started my career at Xerox working for Dick Lehman, Charlie Urso. And then after about a year and a half, I transitioned to Carl Northrop. And unlike Harold and others, I always found it very, very easy to talk to Carl Northrop. We could have a discussion about anything at all, as long as it was about wine. It wasn't a problem.
It had to revolve around.
So if you could get Carl to talk about wine, you could talk about anything else, because you can intersperse it in. Even work. It's amazing. But I ended up working for a lot of different people. As I said, Charlie, Dick, Carl Northrop, and I've worked with everyone here, worked for John. It's been a great time to work with everybody. Optics has been a wonderful organization to work with. Xerox has been a very good company to work for. I only hope that it will last, as I'm sure those of us who are retired and those of us still working there want it to last a lot longer too. So thanks to Dick and Mary for having this, and it's a great time. And by the way, this is my wife Lois, and she's an honorary optics member.
having worked in paper with Lauren for quite a while.
We're special.
That's right. Yeah, I started Xerox a little over 20 years ago in Lauren's group.
I'm Paul Stevens. You've already heard the least interesting part of my last 20 years. I have to tell you, I do miss Xerox in the group. I brought my daughter up here about a month or so ago for the first time to talk with Dick and Mary, and I hadn't seen them in a number of years. We got to reminiscing, and I don't remember what all it was about. Something about Mary squatting behind the door. I don't remember the details. I had to explain to my daughter that this group is why corporations don't authorize parties anymore. So whereupon she said, I didn't realize you were so close. And I had to remind her that she wasn't around then. So.
I'm the entertainment for the day. When are you going to start? I guess you all know me. I'm Wayne Upperdeck. I've been a designer for a long time. And so I have a real passion for mechanical design. So whatever they're doing in mechanical design, I'm into it. And I've been in Xerox about 36 plus some contact time, about 37 years, I guess. Started out with Dave Harper a long time ago, and all the B&Lers came over. And I worked with a lot of people who design fixtures and instruments for optics, and it's been a great time, really. And most of you guys have designed something for along the way.
And I'm here by marriage. I met Pat in 1988, and in 2001 we got married. I don't like to rush into anything.
Haggerty? It's only been a year and a half, I can't forget it. And I started optics back in '79, working for Tom Agliata as a secretary. And then I went over to 147.
Xerox from General Dynamics when that folded, and I worked for the Strassenberg Planetarium for about 6 months. And I worked in, I told them I worked in electronics before, so they put me in fusing and cleaning and transfer and stuff like that, and I was so happy I was looking for another job someplace else.
Bill Checky. I've been lucky enough to be retired at Xerox for now 32 years. It's been a great ride. I was in and out of optics. You know, I'd be in optics, I'd do something bad, and they kick me out. And, you know, and then I eventually get myself work back in there, and I was probably in and out of optics maybe 3 or 4 times. I gotta say, this is the best group of people to work with. They paid them, I don't know, $250,000, whatever it was, big money at the time. And he hadn't actually been on any project that went anywhere. That's good old days, right? That's what I love. That's you left right there, right?
Gary Turner. I retired from Xerox last November after 39 years. I was in the optics imaging group working for Rich Spinelli from 88 to 98. Before that I was in WRC and watched the optics group and the people in it, and always had great admiration and respect for the people in the group and the whole history of light lens optics, which all of the people here made happen. And it's a great history.
I'm Nick Lehman. I retired in 1989, and I was there for 23 years. Went into a company in New Hampshire, and I've been there for the last 13 years. I've helped the company grow from 150 people down to about 23. I see you're up in your old tricks. I thought it was a great company. I was there a month, and I was given a bonus after a month, along with a whole bunch of other people. They took us out to dinner. Opened up my check. I had a little check for $100. That's the last time we had profit sharing. So it's been a great ride. It's all been downhill.
72. Actually, I started at Xerox in '65, working in research, and my fun started in '72 with all the parties. And But the parties were getting too much. I just had to get out.
Yeah, sure.
Party. So that's why, Harold Fletcher, myself, and Whiskey, we moved over and went to work for Agliata in the manufacturing optics area. And I can't remember how long. Harold left, I think 3 years later. I was still working for Agliata.
I'm Don Marino. I think I know most of you. I went to work at Xerox in 67. And I went to the optics group in 70. I think it was January 70. I found that you could have found those at Xerox. And I... Take some for you.
Chuck Sander. I retired in 98, so I've been out almost 5 years now, retired almost 5 years. Started in the optics group in 69, was hired in by Tom Agliata, interviewed by Tom and Otto Siegler, and I think Dave Kingsland, I believe, was one of the interviewers. And Tom hired me in. All of the years, I will say this, looking back, that the years at Xerox were good years.
I retired after 35 years, actually. They kicked me out. The best thing that could ever happen. I was ready to get out of there, but it was a nice 35 years. I don't think I really worked much. I enjoyed everything I ever did there, even in the last 5 years over at PSG. It was a project that I always wanted to work on. Unfortunately, they didn't want to do it my way. But I still enjoy working over there, and I enjoyed this group more than any of the groups. It was great to share conversation, intelligent conversation. I miss it, and all the times we had there. I have a 10-year-old now, keeps me busy. Also a daughter just started college in Buffalo this past week. And a daughter in South Carolina with a second grandchild on the way, my first marriage. So I'm enjoying retirement. I'm doing the things I always wanted to do.
everybody knows Smith is mostly an assumed name. And he was a punter in his high school football team. And he's been kicking things around ever since, including us. Next one's Appel, across the top. Appel, apples and doctors go. And he was also a vacuum cleaner salesman for a while. All right.
You never told me that.
Now, I don't know if you guys know Bob. I didn't know this about Bob Molino. He's a musician. He's played in a band called the Dirty Old Men. Knew somebody from Hustler. He plays the organ.
Hustler what? Magazine or
Magazine.
Oh, is she?
1976. He never introduced this person to any of us. Bruce Maxwell's the next one. Coffee and Maxwell. And he was on a submarine.
It's the first complainer for years.
I've got the list here.
Show it up.
Go ahead. Card. Oh, crying tissue like a card. So mark impression of me.
We need
One over here. We're handmade too. Handmade.
Anybody here know that?
And a watch to remind me what time cards start. What, 8:45, right?
And your own?
We have your copy grade. Some of these are interesting. Thanks a lot, stranger. Okay.
Hey, I got a purchasing decision, the same thing. Oh, a real coin here.
Read both sides.
A priority setting tool. Is that right? Oh, I got 2 priority setting tools.
IBM Pocket PC. It says software compatible with all other IBM computers.
Anxiously awaiting our promotion party invitation.
One thing upon a paddle, made in Italy.
Somebody made a mistake.
Convolution tools.
Corona.
They must say something.
This gift has 2 uses. As an ornament on your tree at Christmas, as a warning bell around your favorite boss's neck in the office.
Oh, wait a minute.
Good stuff. I don't think I should read this out loud, but it's
Oh, he must talk to the wife. That's good.
155. Right? That's pretty good.
Marty's database. It's got appropriate categories for everything. Garbage in, garbage out.
Oh, what you get?
soy sauce? You may need a couple of shots. Yes. I don't have to get it.
I gotta read it.
I'll read it.
This way, do-it-yourself repair kit for the I got a do-it-yourself kit for repair the MTF bench. Boat hangers, rubber bands, and paper clips. You been a good girl? Don't lie,
You guys have to open them up out here.
Open them up one at a time.
One at a time.
No, a couple at a
Santa, you want to get back? You want to take off?
Here. We now are our gay apparel.
Oh, you and Kodak. Old man Joseph Meister has honorably withstood the test of time, has demonstrated those qualities which entitle him to be bestowed with the honorable degree of Master of Optics.
What's the card say, Bill?
So what are you doing? This innovative design will give you the competitive edge you'll need. Simply switch this racket with that of your opponent.
Is that what it's DC's design? One
This is not a giant popsicle. Open the blue section first. That's what I always needed,
Molino special.
Whale, W. Mike Petrano. What'd you get, Bob? Hey, what you
All right, guys. Gotta get somebody taller.
Hey, Tony, you know what this is? It's a one-armed fisherman. How big a fish he caught.
It says pull out 3 feet. Shut the shore antenna to transmit information back to home computer.
Cause him to choke. If Don up and slips and puts one in his lips, or if Ed gets uptight and gives one a light, then Bob will survive if he'll open this prize and freshen the air all around his chair.
Brucey. It says young punk kid.
All right. I'll use it too.
Attached is for Tom Hammond, who likes not only likes fire, sparks, and brimstone, but also rates everything by its voltage and pedigree. Capacitor. Is it charged?
Or you passed the test.
Kids, You can't dazzle them with brilliance, baffle them with bullshit.
Too bad they didn't give you something you didn't know. Somebody likes you, Carl.
Secret admirer.
Weren't you just up there, Carl?
That's all right.
That's all right. Black is beautiful, man.
It says, Frank, give your wife a break. Golf at night too? Use this ball.
I was told when I give this one to you to explain it. Because everybody notices you wear your shirts tapered like this. Unlike us older fellas. So, you might put it on upside down.
It says, carry your own weight, OT.
Favorite shirt. They got to go to Lehman's Tailor to get that. That's excellent.
Hold it up that way.
With a tie on it.
Does that go through?
Shades of gray!
Demonstrate this, Santa. It's called a goose horn.
Oh yeah! I felt that. I like that. Charlie, you read this before you open the house.
Read note attached to the reverse side of this card before opening.
Larry Mason and Ed Bach.
Which one are you?
Charlie, this is probably the ideal gag gift. It works perfectly and is ideally suited for the occasion. Directions. After unwrapping this package, take the contents and roll into a ball. Locate the ball of tape inside and open the package at this time. Stuff handkerchief in your mouth and tape lips tightly. Can be used as well for hunting. Yes, it can. Thank you.
They want to see a Mercedes-Benz. My intergraph.
The super software debugger. Eliminate those big bugs with one good smack. P.S. also keeps the boss off your back.
I don't care if I choose to fit my feet. A cat.
I'll read it.
Thanks.
That's what I get for telling somebody how old I was.
Bob Dill?
I know who did this because he hasn't spelled my name right in the 15 years.
Steve, proofreading glasses.
Betty Powers. You better put those down, Jenny. This one's for you. Careful, though.
I can't read without my
My
glasses.
wife don't go in for that kind of stuff. Thanks for the offer, though.
Can you read this one?
This one says to Jenny, it has been reported that OT personnel are full of it. This gift is intended to keep yourself and innocent bystanders clean of all flying debris.
The name was typed on here. What do you think of
Oh, dear God.
Maybe what do you know?
What do you got?
All right.
Hi, Bob. We're going to cut him off.
It says, big boy, clean a fish, maple board, carbon steel knife. There it is. A garlic steel knife. What size you normally catch? That's my size, right? It's a new beer. You guys want to get a picture of this here?
This may not be a gag gift yet, but just wait until baby has used them.
Cold pie fill. Tape and paper.
I would fain give him riches a million or so, but still I don't know. Still I don't know.
Oh, sorry, is that the hook?
Old Dick is accustomed to life's best regalia. He'd blanch at the card that someone might mail you. I'll pay for a trip and tell him to go, the best kind of trip I can buy with my dough, but still I don't know, still I don't know.
Maybe a wig. If it is, then he can change his name back to Harrigan. Jankowski. And John Durban.
Repeatedly upside the display.
I'm going to be able to put this over my desk, or my table, or my files. Any one of them apparently apply. It says, a cluttered desk is a sign of genius. See, I thought my desk was always neat.
But have you ever heard Ab try to sing? I did. It scared the hell out of me.
With all my